Welcome to Snyder's Inc., where the fun never ends. Reactions, gaming, and more with Josh as your friend. Tune in, buckle up, it's a ride you don't wanna miss. Snyder's Inc., let's dive in, feel the ultimate bliss.
Hello everybody, welcome to Snyder's Inc. And today we're doing a little wrestling reaction. Because today is WWE Elimination Chamber 2023 coming up later on tonight. Literally 2 hours from now. Less than 2 hours even. And I wanted to do a reaction video for some wrestling. And I saw this one for Parts Unknown. 10 times WWE got the Elimination Chamber wrong. And I thought, why the hell not? Let's do a reaction there. So, ladies and gentlemen, I need y'all to hit the like button, hit subscribe button, comment what you think down below, hit the like button and subscribe button for this video, for the Parts Unknown video. Link to the original video will be in the description below. You guys ready? Of course you're ready. Let's go.
Let's go, Limmy Chambles. It's time to put a bunch of wrestlers in a box, shake the box like you're trying to get the seasoning right, and then see which ones fall out and land on WrestleMania. In previous years, WWE have used the Elimination Chamber to do last-minute, desperate course corrections before the show of shows. Need to get the WWE Championship off Edge and the World Heavyweight Championship onto him? There's an Elimination Chamber for that. Need to get the belt off The Undertaker so him and HBK can have a streak versus career match? There's an Elimination Chamber for that. Need to absolutely destroy the prestige of the Intercontinental title? You better believe there's an Elimination Chamber for that. Sometimes WWE have got the chamber right. This is about the very much not that. I'm Adam, hailing from Parts Unknown, and here are 10 times WWE got the Elimination Chamber wrong. Number 10, move Sasha. In 2018, the first ever women's Elimination Chamber match was almost very good indeed. It wasn't bad, made Alexa look like a strong champion at least, but they also used the match to half tell a story, tell it quite badly, and then not follow up on that story in any meaningful way. Picture this, Sasha and Bayley team up to eliminate Alexa Bliss, guaranteeing a new champion, then and only then, after using her air quotes best friend to help her get to the final two, Sasha suddenly activates Scar mode and turns heel on Bayley in order to win the title, setting up, instead of Alexa versus Sad Nia Jax and a less effective rerun of Ivory versus China, Sasha versus Bayley for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Instead of this, Sasha kicks Bayley into the stampeding gazelles before the final two happens, then manages to bollocks up eliminating Alexa, with the betrayal instead only half paying off in the Women's Battle Royal on the kickoff.
Yes, I always had an issue with this. I always had an issue with this match. It was a really stupid fucking thought process. It was a really dumb thought process. Why would you do that? Why would you have it be like that? It made no sense. I could understand maybe why they'd have Alexa win it. Like, I still understand why they had Alexa win it, although putting a belt on Nia Jax is a different story, but, like, I can understand why they did it, but, like, god dang. Oof, I don't know on that one. I think they messed it up a bit too much.
Eliminating Alexa, with the betrayal instead only half paying off in the Women's Battle Royal on the kickoff show, only for Naomi to punk out Bayley and win instead. It was weird. It just feels like a waste of a pretty good betrayal spot. Number 9, Swagger wins for Merca. Hey, at least WWE got all...
They tried. They almost deserve a standing ovation for trying. They made a match. A World Heavyweight Championship match at WrestleMania between Jack Swagger and the resident prick of professional wrestling, Alberto Del Rio. I don't know how they attempted this. How they even attempted this. And how did it go? How? I don't... It baffles my brain. How they went with this.
All that Glenn Beck exposure, it's totally worth it. In 2013, Jack Swagger re-emerged into the upper mid-card with a new manager in the form of Matthew Yosemite Sam, and a new gimmick in the form of Fox News. It was certainly very charged, and hey, sometimes Zeb Coulter had some very funny signs, but ultimately, we're still talking about main event Jack Swagger here, and those are 4 words that, when put in that order, open up a rift to the blandest circle of hell. There was only one Elimination Chamber match in 2013, and in a field that included Chris Jericho, Daniel Bryan, and Randy Orton, they went with Send Them Back Jack, who then proceeded to get busted for marijuana possession and lost a fairly mediocre match to Alberto Del Rio at WrestleMania 29, which is a very WrestleMania. Number 8, Shayna Baszler ruins everything. On paper,
oh, I feel so bad for her here. Because this is a great idea. As much as people hate it, the idea of someone steamrolling single-handedly through a division on to win the Elimination Chamber is brilliant. And then Becky won. And I called that. See, I'll tell you a story. As I was watching this with my friend Chris and my brother Thomas. As we were watching, I know, not this match, the WrestleMania match. I said Shayna was beating up Becky Lynch too much. I think Becky's winning. They told me, my friends argued me completely. And when Becky won, they held that against me. They held that against me all freaking rest of the night. I think the whole rest of Mania, both nights, like, they held that against my ass.
this rules. In practice, this absolutely could have ruled. In actuality, this was a huge mess. And it was so close. What they could have done was this. Have Shayna Baszler enter the chamber at number 5, have her systematically murder Sarah Logan, Ruby Riott, Natalya, and Liv Morgan, with her eliminating the whole field just in time for her to look at Asuka, stand there, countdown ends, Asuka walks out. Then give them 5 minutes as Asuka fights back, but ultimately Shayna is too much of a monster and puts her down too. What actually happened in real life was so close and yet so broken. Shayna entered 4th, killed Natalya, Hogan, and Riott, then waited around. Then Liv came in and immediately died. Then more waiting around, fat swathes of nothing as Shayna ran out of things to do in an empty ring, and the fans got bored and were too dead to react to Asuka coming in and then immediately dying as well. A tiny change turned what could have been an exciting series of murders into a slog. So close, and yet so far. Number 7, Braun is unstoppable, is stopped. And
I hate this one so much. This is when the Roman thing went too far. I know what people are going to comment. This is way too far. To me, this is. Because when you book Braun Strowman to eliminate, I think this was a 7-man one. So to eliminate, was it 4 or 5 people? Kicking out of everyone's finish. Dismantling everyone, getting the job done. Eliminating them, pinning them, eliminating them. Then Roman Reigns comes in, hits 2 spears, and wins. So the Unstoppable Monster's good, but then when Roman Reigns comes, he's weak, and Roman easily easily beats him. I don't like. This one annoyed me so much.
Speaking of big boss Hoss monsters getting theirs in the Elimination Chamber, 2018's main event saw not 1, not 6, not 12, but 7 men step inside the Chambles. Well, 6 men and 1 abominable Strowman, who eliminated the entire field for being beaten by thoroughly not over babyface Roman Reigns. This was during that 2-year window where WWE actually treated Braun like the hyper-entertaining, cartoon, powerful monster with a penchant for ambulances and his own hands. But WWE never pulled the trigger on this version of the monster among men, waiting until he cooled off significantly, and also no fans were in attendance, for him to win the Universal title from Goldberg to literal silence. I mean, considering how much the fans did not want to see Roman Reigns versus Lesnar at Mania 34, why not just go with Strowman here? Pretend like No Mercy and Crown Jewel never happened and feed Lesnar to Braun. It's something. It's anything other than Roman overcoming the odds once again. Oh god, that Mania match sucked. I got shivers just remembering it. Number 6, Swing and a Bliss. You know what's great in wrestling? Character development. You know that post-match bloodline angle at the Royal Rumble this year? That pop is a result of slow, consistent character development, rewarding our investment with setups and payoffs. When WWE was suffering from late-stage Vince McMahon,
I'm about to say that's Vince. The reason they haven't done that in years is because of this old ass man right here, who had Alzheimer's every week and forgot what the hell was going on. God damn, once you can't remember what keeps happening each week, just get off creative. Thank God he's not on it anymore.
and it didn't really do that. Characters would twist and turn with little to no warning, and here's a crackerjack example of that. In early 2022, Alexa Bliss was going through therapy to try to cure her Hot Topic, Haunted Doll, wackadoo bullshit. The segments were very slow burn for a while, and then the company thought, f it, who cares, and brought her back at Elimination Chamber, and no one knew what the hell was happening with her character, and suddenly, she's cured, said Michael Cole, before Bliss came down and sat on a swing inside a pod, laughing to herself like unpossessed people don't. I don't think she's cured, said Corey Graves. Just another example of how WWE really did not invest long-term in characters towards the end of Vince's time. And hey, speaking of, number 5, Big E gets forgotten. Sticking with Elimination Chamber 2022 for a little bit, and honestly, grumbling about how WWE treated Big E as a main eventer is a bit of a waste of time at this point. After all, he's one of the most positive people in the world, even now. And if he's not mustering the energy to waste on being dropped like a bad habit, then why should we let it fester? Because we're wrestling fans, and we're 80% fester. On January 1st, Big E had his title reign prematurely ended by a man who didn't need another title reign and wasn't even in the f***ing match 24 hours earlier. Immediately, Big E was then demoted, never got a rematch for the title, and was shipped off to SmackDown to rejoin New Day. All the singles character work from 2021 instantly unwritten. Then WWE took the belt off Lesnar a few weeks later at the Rumble, then put it back on him a few weeks later at Elimination Chamber, and Big E wasn't involved in any of that. Why couldn't you just at least have put him in this chamber match? There was 6 f***ing people in it. You bollocks. Number 4, Goldberg loses.
I like he put it, if Big E is the most positive person in all of wrestling. I don't care what anyone says. And if he's willing, if he's not even going to complain about it, why should we at this moment? Right now, my thing, I've just left backstage because all I want is Big E to return. If Big E just ever returns in general, I'll be okay with it. This one, number 4, is bullshit.
Loses to Triple H's injured crotch. I wouldn't want to lose a match to Triple H's penis. I'm not afraid to say it. The first Elimination Chamber match at Survivor Series 2002 was great. Fun concept, top stars, lots of feuds blown off all at once, and Triple H dropping the title to a legend having a second run. At SummerSlam 2003, the second Elimination Chamber match was almost great. Lots of feuds, a legend having a second run, and would have ended the same way. Goldberg was set to win the championship inside that big box, having rocked everyone's dick clean off their bodies. But sadly, one penis was already injured, and that was the problem. Triple H had torn his groin. Yes, I know they're different things, and couldn't really wrestle. Instead of Triple H getting squashed, dropping the title, and then going back for it when he was healthy, Triple H successfully lobbied to postpone Goldberg's coronation until the game was fighting fit. So Trips won the match instead with a single sledgehammer.
I don't care what anyone says, Triple H did use his political ways very badly and at the wrong time. He never knew when the right time to use it. Because this is going to be an argument. There were the right times to use politics. Even if it means helping you win, there were the right times to do it. This is not one of them.
A shot out of nowhere, suddenly making the unbeatable monster look totally beatable in the blink of an eye. Absolute bollocks from a man with compromised bollocks. Number 3, Miz wins lol. In November 2010, The Miz cashed in Money in the Bank on Randy Orton on Raw and went on to have a bad title reign, feuding with Jerry Lawler, no less. What a fighting champion. WWE stretched out that reign over 6 months. In February 2021, over 10 years later, Mr. Mizanin's baby boy cashed in Money in the Bank on Drew McIntyre after his Elimination Chamber match and went on to have a title reign that at least this time they condensed into 8 days. I'm
sorry, this one made me laugh too much. I didn't have any issue with this. Especially once Bobby Lashley was my thing was as long as Bobby Lashley beat him, I was okay with it. An 8-day reign, transitional champion, so the first time Bobby and Drew encounter each other is at Mania. Like that I'm okay with. This was all fine for me.
Miz hater like Luke. Luke hates The Miz and said he would attack him in public if he could. This was a royal waste of time and of the Money in the Bank briefcase, which used to belong to Otis. Do you remember that? Want to have Bobby Lashley win a WWE Championship match at Mania? That's fine. Do that. Like, have Lashley actually dethrone Drew at WrestleMania. That would have been something that didn't feel like a randomly cobbled together series of events with no rhyme or reason to them. I'm tired. Are you tired? I'm tired. And hey, while we're talking about Lashley, number 2, Bobby Lashley is Extreme. December
Oh, the Extreme Elimination Chamber. I just watched a review to this show. These poor bastards. Oh, they never stood a chance, let's be honest.
December 2006, the final nail in the coffin of each WWE brand having their own separate pay-per-views until, of course, WWE forgot that was bad and brought it back in 2016. For a few years, before they remembered again, oh, that's bad. Looking forward to branded pay-per-views making a comeback in 2026, I suppose. Anyway, we all know this story. ECW's first proper pay-per-view as...
I don't have an issue with split branded pay-per-views. As long as you space them out, I still think they could work. So, I don't know what the issue is. I think it's just because they do too many, but I still don't think it's a bad idea.
WWE ECW was barely promoted, only 2 matches announced ahead of time, sandwiched between Survivor Series and Armageddon, and ending with Bobby Lashley, another John Cena copy-paste but without the promo skills, becoming face of a nostalgia brand that he's never had anything to do with by beating the...
Look at them, look at these two. Aren't they most extreme? Aren't they so ECW? Bobby Lashley?
Big Show, the former champion of...
Look at this. Look at this, isn't this so extreme?
Nostalgia brand that he had never anything to do with. The whole Extreme Elimination Chamber was booked insanely. Sabu removed from the match during the pay-per-view itself.
Because he's not good at wrestling matches. This is literally a story, apparently. So apparently they didn't think Sabu was good at having regular matches, so they removed him from the Elimination Chamber. Which, by the way, the Extreme Elimination, that has nothing to do with this match. What?
And replaced with Bob Holly. Lol. Hot up-and-comer CM Punk binned off almost immediately. The only actual ECW star left, RVD, also binned off mid-match. The crowd turned on it hard. It was a giant mess, with a negative reaction leading to a blow-up between Paul Heyman and Vince McMahon, which saw Heyman leave the company for 6 years. And it's still not even the worst chamber match. And number 1, let the wrong mark in. The worst chamber match ever. I mean, it feels mean to say that WWE got this one wrong. They weren't exactly to know that when they built the chamber for the Intercontinental match in 2015 that this chamber was going to be made out of wishes. Wade Barrett pushed Dolph...
Oh man, this one's funny to me. I'm sorry, this one's funny as hell.
Ziggler into Mark Henry's pod window. The window pops out like the plastic in a pair of 3D glasses and flops to the floor like a redundant fish. At that point, a choice had to be made. Restrain Mark Henry, because it wasn't time for his entrance and them's the rules, or treat the chamber like a hardcore match, and there are no rules. Ultimately, the callback stage was made to go with the second option. Mark enters the match, and oopsie, that's the wrong choice. Don't get me wrong, Mark Henry politely waiting in his pod would have been a bit rubbish, but maybe with enough officials running in, smoke and mirrors, bodyguards coming down to stop him from entering, they might have avoided what happened next, which is everything broke. The entire order of events was thrown off by Mark's sudden appearance, forcing Dolph Ziggler to scream instructions at people in the middle of the ring and hope and pray the match could find its rails again. Agonizingly awful to watch, and down to one mistake leading to one bad call. An understandable call, but the wrong one. And that's our list. What do you think?
Okay, well, while the match went off the rails, I still bet Ryback was always supposed to win. It is just funny how they... like how anything can, one mistake in wrestling, like that chamber breaking, can send the entire effing show off the rails. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this reaction video to 10 times WWE got the Elimination Chamber wrong and parts unknown. Let me know what you think of this list in the comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Comment what you think down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all for the next one.